Well, hello everyone in the Kill Team Casual universe. We are here. We are ready to rock. I'd say as close as we've ever been to on time in our history.
Oh,
Welcome to the timekeeper himself, Ben from Battle Brothers Tabletop.
that is me. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Reese. Lovely to see you, Reese. Might I say? I normally ignore you and just go straight to Russ. But boy, lovely to see you today. Passing it over to Russ from GFN Gaming. What's up?
Thanks, Ben. You know what, buddy? It's good to see you too. How you doing, pal? I'm not gonna flit over to Reese. I'm gonna give you a fair dues.
Oh wait,
nice and friendly. I'm doing great, man. I got home from work today. Got a big restock inventory day at work, so I'm happy to be here.
Great. And I'm gonna throw this welcome over to Reese with Reese the Wound, buddy. How's it going?
Oh,
that's
good.
right, you pal.
Have this guy right here. This is great. Look, I'm happy to be here. It's we were saying in the green room that it's been unusual because it feels like such a quick turnaround because we did a later show yesterday. But it's
yesterday.
I mean, not yesterday. You know what I mean? Sorry.
All right. I was just like,
yesterday.
I've lost a week.
We didn't tell you about that, Russ. Sorry, that was just me and Ben.
Wow, the betrayal. Reese the betrayer.
Yeah, classic.
Hey, Russ doesn't care as long as Russ doesn't have to edit one more freaking episode.
Actually, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. If you want to have more of them, I don't have to edit. That's okay.
The memories of Legions of Russ was still so fresh in my mind that I was just like I couldn't.
The taste of victory on your lips.
Taste of victory.
Reese hasn't slept in 14 days, and that's saying something because that was before he won.
Exactly.
He was ready. He prophesized the victory. He manifested it, and he's been riding high.
I just want to say a huge hello to everyone who's already live in the chat. We've got Six-Sided Paradise, Papa Kraken, Sandy. We've got Brother Bear. We've got Michael. We've got all the Jim Crimmins is there.
Ooh,
I love
Jiminy Crimmins.
Brother Bear, also known as Reese's Bane. He's gonna beat you up.
Reese Destroyer.
Yeah. He told me he was going to find you in the parking lot before the event and mug you. That's what he said.
I just hope we're playing Kill Team. I said it's still Kill Team related. We're talking, of course.
I mean, it's Kill Team, but like in a certain sense. You know what I mean? Only one of you's walking away.
Real life. Yeah. We're talking. I've got upcoming, not this weekend, but the following weekend, heading up to Sydney for The Purge. Not the movie. If that's
you
what
guys
you're
have The
about.
Purge.
This one also speaking.
Brother
Bear
is going to have The Purge. Let me tell you, Brother Burr will have The Purge.
Brother Burr. But no, very excited to be heading up to Sydney and getting to catch up. They've got a really, really amazing big community up there in Sydney.
You were dunking on them before in the green room. You said they were all scum.
You said you were going to beat everybody by 17 points. What was that about?
You said you were going to walk in, nuggy everyone, say this is how it's done where I'm from, and they're like, but you're from here, and you're like, that's right, and then you were going to beat them all. That's what you said was going to happen.
Yeah.
I did think actually it was very interesting, Russ, what you were telling me about the difference between those from Victoria and New South Wales. What were the differences between the two states? You had some really
the difference between the two states. What I said was one is good. One is good, and one is horrible. One is webbed feet and inbred, and I'm not going to say which one's which, but we all know. We all know, right? In the chat.
Wait, you guys have states? You guys have states? I thought only we had states.
No, we made it. We made a few. We saw how many you guys. We said we don't need that many. That's a bit wild, but we'll have 4 or 5.
I thought you were all one landmass
South
over
Wales
there.
Is that one?
That's one. Yeah,
I swear you've got New South Wales.
Yeah,
is that?
Yeah, that is.
You know, I know so little about Australia. It's actually crazy.
It should. I mean, Russ, a lot of
you know what I mean.
It would the king's and queen's own land. Like we've literally got a state called Queensland. Like
the Commonwealth. It would blow your mind how little I know about the Commonwealth. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe you'd be unsurprised to know how ignorant I am.
And then we even go that thing too. We're like, you know what? We've got some states as well, though. We're just going to have some territories as well. So there's just like the Northern Territory. It's not a state. It's a territory.
You've got territories and states.
And states. We're like.
Do they also exist in states? Is a territory in a state?
No, it's just a territory on its own. Now I'm like, maybe I should know the difference of why one would be a territory versus a state.
I was going to say, maybe you don't know.
Maybe I don't know. That's fair.
Am I back, fellas? Am I back?
You're back.
Well, you were gone.
Okay, there you go.
Did you not realize?
We were very
You just
busy
thought he was
having
like this
geography
forever.
talk.
He
was really interested.
You were really
Tell me more about your country.
I just thought you were stoked. I thought you were loving it. You're taking notes. Well, look, all that aside, we've got Ben back, and very excited to heading up to Sydney next weekend. Definitely looking forward to meeting and playing a bunch of games. I think last time it absolutely cooked my brain, but it was a whole bunch of fun. So, Bands, who's a friend of the show,
the Kroot?
One of the key organizers, yes, and I'll be taking the Kroot. I was telling you guys in the green room, I've got 2 games in with them, so I'm feeling pretty sharp, feeling sharpish.
That's all you need. That's all you need. Was it a 2-day or a 1-day event?
It's a 2-day event, so yeah, 2-day event. So it's
6 games total or 8 games?
So you'll.
I can't remember. I think it is 6 games. Yeah, and it's golden ticket up for grabs. Ooh. I'm pretty sure it's one of the biggest Southern Hemisphere tournaments around. As well.
6 games is easy, dude. 3 games a day is a breeze.
That's lovely.
Awesome.
That's a nice. Yeah.
Someone in the chat's probably going to correct me shortly and be like, "No, idiot, it's 8 games a day.
14 games.
Like,
dumbass.
8 games is a lot, dude. 8 games over 2 days sucks. Can't confirm.
So I'm just enthusiastic. I'll just turn up and go with the flow. Like they could tell me anything, and I'll be like, "That you seem confident that that's what we're doing." So that's fine.
That's fair.
But yeah, this is the second year in a row getting to head over to do that. So I'm very excited.
You took Blooded last time, didn't you?
I did Blooded last time, and I had a good kill team tappers, got some wins, a draw, a few losses. Went well, but the difference there was I felt comfortable playing the Blooded, going in this time with the team I've got NFI with.
Maybe that's the key ingredient.
I find that there is something to going in a little half-cocked. There is some kind of magic that tends to happen there. Like when you're still figuring something out, because you're like, you do things that you wouldn't normally do, and you realize like, oh man, I'm learning some tricks that like I should probably apply to other teams. So I think there's some sauce there. I just hope playing Kroot, I hope you do not run into many elites over there, because that could be a rough time.
Well, it's kind of, speaking of, that's a bit of an interesting point, because there has been a little bit of a shift. Obviously, we were super elite early doors. Now there's been a bit of a change. Teams like the Sanctifiers are obviously the hotness, but the Felgor, lots of the Elf teams are doing well. I think it's going to be a bit of a shark tank in terms of there's going to be some very good players there. So it will be very, very interesting to see what are the teams that I get to run into, and hopefully there's at least 1 or 2 I can bully to have at least a few fun games for me. You know,
I think you'll still see Angels of Death as one of the most prevalent teams somehow. Every tournament I've been to, they seem to be them and Legionaries. I mean, maybe less so Legionaries, but Angels of Death have always been the most prevalent team.
And they're so good, dude.
They're still great.
They're so good.
And they've not had any. I can't believe they had no nerfs, no buffs at all. It's kind of nuts to think of the current edition. If you bought those cards, they're still good.
Yeah. Dueler could probably take a little nerf, I reckon. Dueler's very good.
1 crit into 2. I mean, you know what I want? I just want that to say if it's brutal, you just can't do any of this. But then that's kind of harsh on Dueler. But then you just don't take it into a team with brutal. But if you're a melee team and you're options. Like, this is what I've got, and they run Dueler on you, you are in. And then if they run, oh man, it's just brutal. It's just rough.
So good.
Because you're only gonna get 3 hits, and then you hit and they parry 2, and you're like, well, what's gonna happen now?
Yeah, I one of my practice games was against a friend who played Angels of Death, but it was more like he hadn't played that much, so even there it was like a bit of a teaching game. And even then, like obviously taking it easy and enjoying and just playing a teaching game, but it was like it is hard to get Kroot to hit hard. You need to get things to line up, you know, like it's
you got to get that. Whatever that one is, Vengeance for the Kin Band, haven't you? You've got to be like relentless early doors and then
kill, not so like get your bird in the right spot. Send that out. I realized too, you know how we did the video the other week where we were like, this is the way to run Kroot and all that, and then I actually went and looked at my models, and I have not built them that way.
Oh, like the scatter guns versus the rifles.
I've got like I've got an extra warrior instead of one of the specialists, one of the close combat specialists, and I've got the flamethrower thing instead of the tri-blast, which after much discussion we decided the tri-blast was the better option. So yeah,
you're not going Dvorgite Skinner?
No, I've got that. That's what I've got. Yeah, that's what I've got. But I thought after
you don't like that one?
No, I do like that one, but I thought we were saying that the tri-blast was the better all-comer because it had, like the longer range. But look, it's not. That's not going to ruin the game. That's not going to.
I can't remember what we said now.
Don't you guys watch our show?
I'm going to pull this up. I don't even know what the other gun is because everybody always takes the Skinner into me.
Yeah. So the
tri-blast 5 attacks on 4s, 4/5 heavy precision rending. Oh, the Londaxi Tribalist, yeah.
Yeah, Tribalist, sorry, yeah.
Hits on 4s, dude. Gross. Ever try hitting on 2s? Hitting on 2s is awesome.
You got 8-inch range. You got that 8-inch range, haven't you? Something ridiculous.
It's range. It's only range 6, but like that's easy, dude. It's heavy reposition. Not bad at all, dude. You're gonna get anybody you want turn 2.
Heavy reposition is good. Heavy reposition because at least it's still the full 6-inch. Yeah, you should be able to. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. As I said, I don't think my team loadout is going to be the issue. It's going to be a skill thing either way.
It's going to be you.
It's going to be me as an individual.
You're going to be concussed after Brother Bears had his way with you in the parking lot, and then you're going to be stumbling around. Yeah.
Playing with an ice pack on my head. It'd be fantastic. It's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure. As I said, I think I do like that feeling though when you do play in those little, in a tournament scene, you do play game after game. It is amazing how quickly you do start to get a really good feel for the team, and I think it's one of the best ways to learn a team quickly. Is just that condensed environment of a little.
Yeah,
you really.
You're going to be a pro after Purge. I mean, the ideal is to be a pro before, and then storm it. But losing 6 games in a row is going to make you learn that team pretty quickly.
Maybe I'll just do the submarine, deliberately learn and throw the first couple of games, and then just storm.
You know what?
As the day goes.
Valid. It's valid if you want a podium finish. Just to tank that first game and then just whoosh.
I did that a little bit last year. I think the first couple were a mix, and then I went down, and then I started to get my confidence. And I remember, like, it was the last game, and then I was like, I've crawled back up the ladder here a little bit, and then just got absolutely pantsed by Pathfinders, like absolutely demolished. And I was like, oh, back down I go.
Yeah, it's I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Oh, the tanking round 1. It's funky because if you're playing a strength of schedule tournament, that can really be hard to come back from. I don't know how they do their scoring, but if they do like points, like a person, like a good tournament. Strength of schedule sucks, dude.
That was like that was just like Russ talking about New South Wales and Victoria. Then you wanted to be negative, but you didn't know which way to fire the shot.
I wanted to share my true feelings, but I was like, you know what? Let me speak truth and love here, and not let everybody know exactly how I feel about strength of schedule tournaments. So.
No, so what you guys are saying? You prefer? What's your favorite type? What the strength you like? Just pure points driven.
Yeah, point. Now this edition, it's like which whether you put tack or crit or kill higher is different. Like that's discretionary a little bit.
It's generally what crit, tack,
kill,
and kill, and then maybe after that you go strength of schedule.
Yeah, and before all those things, you have like wins, then points.
Yeah, wins. So, points.
Yeah, so then you start.
Strength of schedule just sucks, dude. Yeah.
At least it's not like golf where you've got to come in with a preset like handicap where it's like this person is playing off 3 bonus points. This person is playing off.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
There we go. We had a first-time chatter. Welcome, Jethro TC. Most UK tournaments doing strength of schedule as second tiebreaker. It's rough.
Oh, really? Wow, yeah.
There you go.
Dang.
It's been a while since I've been to a... The thing is, this year we were talking big about going golden ticket, and I realized through like personal life stuff going on, I've been to so few tournaments like this year that I've been to one and it wasn't even a golden ticket one, and there's a bunch coming up that I've also not got plans to go to.
Ooh,
and it's just,
well, you were
I've not been to a tournament for a while.
So it wasn't, you know.
What do you think is? What do you think? Speaking of not going to tournaments, what do you think is doing it for you? Are you feeling just a little sort of fatigued and tired on the competitive sort of grind, or what do you think that is?
Yeah, you know what? The start of the year, I think it was more that in this latter half of the start of the year, more recently, it's just been like, yeah, I was gonna say, it's just been like
that's the name of your poem, right? The collection of poems you're working on, latter half of the start of the year.
Latter half of the start of the year.
Russ's musings on life.
That's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, if I write a memoir, it's gonna be the latter half of the start of the year. But you know, I think more recently it's just been like life stuff's getting in the way. But I really like that actually.
That's funny.
But like, yeah, I think at the end of last year, and coming into because it just new edition had dropped, and I'd done a bunch of tournaments. Yeah, I don't know. It was it's because it's quite like, I love playing Kill Team, obviously, but it's I've had to find. It used to. I feel like Kill Team, when I first started Kill Team was my casual fun game, and I was playing it like casually to have fun, and just like have a couple of beers, open a bag of chips and like some dip, and then let's play a game of Kill Team, because it's not as much commitment as X other kind of game. Like 7th edition, that kind of stuff, and like then later the big editions. So it was much more of a casual game. And then the more I've gotten into it, and the more I think they've developed the game in a way, which is good, because part of me really loves how they've developed the game. But it's not. It's like, I would say categorically, it is not a beer and pretzel game. It is not a casual game at all. I think it's less casual than 40k, despite it taking much less time. The concentration required for the game, because I've played both now. I've played Big Hammer as like almost like a relaxing palate cleanser game, which is nuts to think that I would never have done that in the past. But it's so much more casual. It's just this squad moves here. I'm not having to get down on my hands and knees and then be like, you see where that dude's holding something in his hand? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So I'm going to kill you now. It's just sort of like, I can see any part of anything over there. Cool. They don't have to hide. You still get like, it's just a lot more casual, and it's like, okay, boom. It is quite. I've not been in one in a while, and it is fun. But tournament, like you'd be going to it recently, like a 2 days, three games a day is not bad. I remember when I first started, it was like four game events, and like you'd have like 2 days of four games, and you were like, I just don't want to play Kill Team anymore. Like after eight games, I was just sort of like, I think I'm done for like months. Yeah, that's more Kill Team than I would ever. Whereas 6 games somehow is just because you get a game, a break, and then 2 games, and you're like, this perfect amount. But yeah, even 2 days, I've not been to a 2-dayer for a while.
Yes, because
Worlds. After Worlds, I had that burnout, that same feeling of burnout. It was like, okay, I was there for 4 days, and I played like something like 3-3, 3-2 or something like that. And it was just, and the rounds were long, and it was like, God dang, dude, this is so much Kill Team. So I was in like a Kill Team funk coming out of Worlds, and it was great to see everybody and hang out. Like, man, it was great. But just like I just could not be swayed. I'm pivoted to playing Rekkas, which was like just Uzi and all over the place. Chaos. And just being
quote unquote fun team. Yeah.
And so, but Kill Team truly is. It is not a game like I see some people play it like casually occasionally at the shop, and I just don't think it functions well. Well, I'll say this: it functions best at a competitive game, because I think it really is, and this is. I live, sleep, and breathe game systems, basically, like with work, and so it really is the tightest game, like the best modern tightest game system I know of. Like, it's just so tight and feels like really like on the rails, like really well done. But it can burn you out sometimes, because just like checking, like, okay, I'm making sure I'm tucked behind here and covered, measuring these out. Like, And at the high level of play, there's so many things to keep track of. Well, I love it. Like that sweat is what I love.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you do get tired of it because, like, I do love riding the lightning and being super sweaty and pre-measuring things, and I love that. Getting into, you know, that's very fun to me. But sometimes you need a break from it. Just like literally anything with life, any hobby that you might have, sometimes you need a break. I think we were trying to say something at the same time. You have something to add?
I sure maybe did. No, it was just more that it was that interesting thing that it's like Kill Team's success is also the thing that it's kind of becoming a little bit of a victim of now, because that's it. You know, the as the additions have gone on, they've gone, oh, we're actually onto a winner here with this game system. It is actually very good, and it got better and better at being competitive. I mean, these aren't negative things, because as you said, when you're in that mood and you're in that mindset, that's what makes it so exciting and so wonderful to play. But it does mean, yeah, that element of the casualness. I know for myself too, it's even sometimes the exciting thing for me with some games is when you're looking forward to and you're starting to plan that next game. And sometimes with Kill Team, I feel it doesn't have that thing that keeps you excited in between games. And like for me, like with 40K at times,
interesting.
it's list building, because you go, well, I played this list last time and I love this team. So I love a Space Marine team or Angels of Death or whatever, if you're playing, you know, for Kill Team. But then it's like next time I run it, maybe maximum I'll swap 1 or 2 units out. I'll swap 1 or 2 units out, but I'm not really list building, or maybe I'm going to change 1 weapon. So it's that sometimes it's that excitement of looking forward to it that you get, that you're sitting there like with 40K and you've built 10 different lists to beat your mate, you know, versus with Kill Team, really, you've just got to get better at the tactics. You've got to get better at playing the game.
There's a lot to be said about the fundamentals, yeah.
It's like, why'd you lose in 40K? Oh, it was a bad matchup. I didn't build a good list. Like, when you lose in Kill Team, it's like, why'd you lose? Like, here's the mirror. Like, look in the mirror. Like, this is why you lost.
An autographed headshot of you that you hand out to people. It was that guy. He did it.
He stuffed me.
Like there's that thing. It's like it is a skill thing. And a lot of the time, the only way to really overcome that is actually play more, which feeds the grind. You know that, and if you want to get better or you want to play to win and enjoy that, if that's what floats your boat, that's the only way to do it. Just keep playing, keep grinding, and then that can lead to that feeling of far out. I've been banging my head into a wall. You know, like I've lost the fun of it.
Do you guys ever find that? Because I feel like I've had like. If you're not a hobbyist and you just want to play the game, I think I am a hobbyist, so I don't find it as bad, but I'm aware that I've been hit with it a little bit when I've had a little bit of hobby fatigue, in that I like the certain aesthetic of certain armies and teams. And I feel like 40K gives you that, because obviously you can always buy new units for your army. You pick an army and that's your army. You can just build that army forever, basically.
There's
I guess eventually
grow.
I was going to say, like, maybe eventually you'll buy everything and every possible number that you could ever field, but probably not, let's be fair. So you can generally have an army and be like, I'm just going to run this army. I love Tyranids. I love this army. This is going to be me. Whereas Kill Team, it's I feel like sometimes it's harder to latch on to a team and be like, okay, this is going to be me. And I feel it's weird because I have done that with Legionaries. I kind of latched on Legionaries.
Right, and that one for a long while.
but I found myself just, all I was doing is constantly making the same team, but differently. So I've got like 7 or 8 kit bashed Legionary teams. And I was just like, I basically, exactly. And you were just kind of like, and that was enough, I guess. But that's only because I'm a hobbyist. If I just had the minis, I feel like I'd be somewhat, I don't know if I'm going to say unfulfilled, like being like, I don't know. Do you ever get that? Like, if you don't love a team, it's a bit harder to pick a faction, and you'll end up just bouncing around from faction to faction. Which I guess, as a retail thing, that's what ideally they want you to bounce around from faction and try them all. But it's, as a person who, like, if you want to have an army, it is kind of. I sometimes find it a little bit different. If I'm feeling a little bit hobby fatigue, I find it hard to be like, what team do I want? What team do I want to sink my teeth into? Because I don't know, that if you don't have what you like, that's basically it. And you have to either proxy a team or find another way, or you can't really just hunker down on a team and be like, well, I'll change you, because you don't have that choice. It's like, this is you now. If you don't like this team, wait 4 years. I don't know, like it can be a bit odd. Do you guys ever find it hard to latch on to a team? Because do you have a team, Reese, at the moment? Because I know you love Blooded last edition, but with them on the way out, have you hunkered down to a new team yet?
Yeah, I reckon that was probably the thing, because like my regular playing group, we would always obviously play once a month, and then obviously I'd get in a few games here and there casually. So that was kind of enough at that time to always mean that Blooded sort of became my team, because I was playing them in that team group and I really enjoyed playing them. But then it kind of hit a thing where a couple of guys actually, started families, so the games got a little bit harder to get. And then all of a sudden, because I wasn't playing the games, I definitely found for a while there, I was a bit like, I don't know if I love a team. I wasn't attracted enough to the lore or the build. Like, as you were saying, it's like once you've built the team, I said, due to what we do, I pretty much have most of them. But I wasn't feeling the pull towards being like, oh, I can't wait to get that team on the table.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was a little bit of that thing of now, again, luckily our games are sort of picked up again, and I'm starting to, I said, obviously was having a good fun with the Felgor because they're in a pretty good spot. But even so, like even then when I was trying to go, actually to this tournament though, I want to take a new team. Well, you guys saw, I was like, I don't even know who I want to take. There wasn't anything that was really pulling me in.
It's kind of, it's that weird thing where I'm just sort of like, I really like elite teams just because it's an easy mental load for a tournament. I'm just sort of like, I don't want to just fall back to Legionaries. Because I love Legionaries, but I'm like, I have kind of done Legionaries. Yeah, but it's such a good team, but I'm just like, and if something about the Night Lords doesn't pull me in,
same.
So it's basically I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know what it is about them.
They don't. So in my opinion, I've been thinking about this a lot. They just don't have it like that, because Legionaries can flex and they have the tools, and like everybody is a blender. Everybody can get the job done. You have ways to score tac ops, whether it's seek and destroy and security, and Nemesis Claw just don't. They can be injured. Not every model is a melee blender. You sometimes can't hit hard enough. You're hoping that your chain snares keep you safe. You're forced to play seek and destroy. So it's like, it's tough. And I actually have been kind of bummed about it, because I absolutely loved how Nemesis Claw played last edition. Like that was after Legionaries, Legionaries was my team, and then boom, Nemesis Claw came out, and I was like, oh, these guys are awesome. And so I really don't think they're good, but they don't have the sauce like they had last edition. And so Plague Marines have been that lately for me. It was like, oh, these guys have the sauce, which in my Nemesis Claw, a good team, but I've had a lot of trouble making it work.
Yeah, it's interesting to see like what is the thing that gets, like I was like trying to think myself as you guys were talking about, like when I saw you guys too, especially with Legionary, like you guys loved that team. You were so invested, obviously so much so the lore and the rule combination was obviously perfect, because it obviously inspired you guys. You made so many different versions of that same team, and it's like, is that mean that team nailed it, or does it mean that maybe some of the other teams, although they've got surface flavor, if you will, good general mouthfeel, it doesn't last? Like a bit like a chewing gum lolly, it tastes great for 5 seconds, then you're like, it's kind of a bit bland after that. And is that because there's we're pretty spoiled, there's 30 odd teams or whatever coming out at a pretty prolific race, at the speed that they're coming out. Does that mean though that maybe because we know there's always something new on the horizon, we don't log in and find a bit of love for them? Like is it that thing of that becomes a bit like fast fashion, that you get it, you use it, well what's next?
There's a few things with the way it's happening now, like and it sounds crazy because I can't imagine I would ever play a team for 4 years, but the fact that I know that a team will go at some point, it has got me a little bit like, well, I won't invest too much. I won't do the Legionary thing again, maybe, because like maybe that's maybe that's like all this investment just for a team that's going to go. Although that is kind of silly thinking.
Yeah.
But I think Legionaries got it right. If it's in the back of
your mind, that's just the truth.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it,
something there.
Yeah.
But Legionaries also, and I think it's the thing that other teams can do. Space Marines have it, but it's just not as cool because inherently Chaos is cool because they've got the they're not chapter tactics as well, which they kind of should be, because they're I think they are actually chapter tactics, but they're not like Legion traits. And I think when they said these are Legion traits, it opens up a little bit more. But I guess it's good because you can be like, well, I'm going to do Space Wolves, and I'm always going to take these Legion traits. And with the Chaos Legionaries, you could be like, well, I'm going to build every character aligned to a specific god because that'd be cool as hell to be able to represent the god in the team. And like Guard could do it. I'd almost love a generic Guard team that had Mordian Iron Guard. Yeah, you can be like, well, the Katachan rule means that X, but the thing is, you could take I don't want to just be like, I'm taking a squad of all Katachan. I want to be like, it's a mix match of Guard. I've got the Mordian Iron Gunner.
That would be
I've
cool.
got two Assault Cat. Something's happened. They're all together, and I want a Vostroyan in there who's my comms relay. And for some reason that, I kind of want a bit of tapas in the team that allows me to, because that's not, you're not going to make an army for each team, but you could be like, I want all the bases to be the same, and I'm going to make a Vostroyan full team, and I'm going to make a Katachan full, and you're going to kit bash the hell out of that team, and that would be so much fun to be like that. And I kind of want that without having to go nuts mentally on a proxy and be like, okay, how the hell can I think a proxy team into existence that lets me do this, which is also fun. Don't get me wrong, I love my Orc Vespids, but I would kind of like rules, like say when you mentioned Reese, did Legionary just get it right? Legionary's rules lent so well to the kit bashing. I think someone said it in the Jim Crimmins. Yeah, Jim Crimmins, right? It was a modeler's dream. The rules and the models and everything matched up perfectly, and you were just like, I can sit in this team for a while now because they play awesome. I can model them to my heart's content. And I kind of am wanting another team like that still. There's yet to be one for me, maybe that I've noticed that's come along. Maybe Angels of Death is a good one. Maybe I need to give them more time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's there with Angels of Death, but minus the rule of cool that is chaos. They're the slightly nerdier Chaos Marine.
The special sauce.
Yeah, and with Legionary too, like I forget who I was chatting about this with this, but like when it comes to Angels of Death, it's cool. Like you have 4 Assault Intercessors, like cool, like they're all good, but there's not a ton of personality there. And just think about models like the Anointed, the Shrive Talon.
Exactly.
Think about how crazy it is, and think about how crazy it is that one team has both the Anointed and the Shrive Talon on it. That's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of crazy. They have both of those models and a Balefire and a Champ. Like it's just like
they're all
everybody
named characters, aren't they?
Yeah, those little superheroes.
It's Assault Intercessor, and then it's the equivalent is the Butcher. And it's like, I'm sorry, the Space Marines are meant to be the coolest. Give me that. Give me Legionaries. Give me an equivalent. I don't know. It'd be the I don't know, the Castigator. Like I know the Castigator isn't it? But like, give me some sort of
the Judicia. That's just a great model in the Space Marines. Something like that that's got like a bit.
And here's how you do it:
skull helmet, the big sword.
You want to know how they do it so easily? Give us Death Watcher. Give me Death. Because if you give us Death Watch, boom, here you got a Hellblaster over here, and guess what? Now you have an Eliminator, and then you have one of the flying dudes, like just a jump pack intercessor. It's like, ooh, now there's some personality here, and now each one of these guys
chapters, so you get to build them.
The chapter rules, they have
a distinct identity, and so like that would be so awesome. Like, how many Loyalist chapters are there? What is it? 11, 8, 9, 8?
Oh, like first founding.
9? Yeah.
So I think it's 9. Is it 9 first founding? Yeah, nine first founding. Yeah.
So like, give them 9 chapter tactics. You know what I mean? And so like, and you can only have whatever, and it's just the Legion traits. It's like give them so you can give them a founding Legion of origin, and that gives them their ability.
The thing is, I love that in the original one, where the salamanders would re-roll a 1 on their shooting because they were artisans of shooting that kind of stuff. I like that stuff, but yeah, 100%. Death Watch or death.
Shout out to Jason from Just Another Kill Team podcast. Says where he said plus Death Watch could change chapter tactics as well, and so like it's like there's just so like adaptive tactics and so many cool things you could do. Look at the chat. Literally everybody is in on this idea. So here's the thing. Sometimes I think Games Workshop just doesn't like money sometimes. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes they just don't like money, because if you give us a Catachan kill team, you are printing money. If you give 100%. Us a Death Watch kill team, you are printing money, dog. Like,
there's some layups there, isn't there? There's some real layups.
Yeah, like, dude, like, boom, dunk. And so, like, if you give us the Death Watch team, like, guess what? People are gonna fiend over that team and build, like, okay, guess what? I have 1 sergeant, but actually, you know what? I kind of feel like making a salamander today. Let me buy this kit and turn
exactly.
It makes money in the long term, and it's a crime. It's an actual war crime against us. The Games Workshop has not given us a freaking Death Watch kill team yet, dude. Like, it has to be coming. It is the namesake of this entire game. The cornerstone of everything that we love has been built upon Death Watch, yet no love has been given. I find it disrespectful. I yield my time.
When you were going to read out of the chat, the one I thought you were going to read out, Ben, was when Six-Sided Paradise said boner alert.
Boner alert?
That's I don't think you're going to read some real comment about something that was but no, you are right. Like, literally, you've just highlighted it as a company, as a thing. It's like our chat, if you're listening to this podcast, the moment we mention things like Death Watch, lit up. Like, everyone was like, that's the best. That's so
like wildfire.
Boom, boom, boom. So it's like, that's surely that research is there. I think the one thing I liked about you guys were talking too about the Legionaries is really good though. Each of those characters, as you said, felt like a hero or felt like a named character, which I think some of the other kill teams don't feel. They still feel like Jeffrey the heavy gunner, who's the same as every other heavy gunner, and blah blah blah. But there's something about that flavor of that team, and also the way that you guys talked about too, the rules and going, are they going to be Nurgle? Are they going to be this? That also brought in what I was talking about that list building element, that you would leave a game and you go, well, I'm going to run them all Nurgle this time, or I'm going to run them half and half. So there was that synergy of list building and chopping and changing. That I
more
think
than most teams.
Exactly. Probably the most out of a lot of teams, apart from maybe Inquisition, who let you bring whole swathes of different teams.
And Angels of Death with that whole chapter, but again, as we mentioned, without the sauce, without the flavor of character. And
you know what's
Assault Intercessor? It's like,
you know what else is a good example of this is, and it's not just because some people might argue that it's a loyalist thing. Well, it's not, because if you go look at Phobos players have some of the most rich list building options in the game, dude. And so even like you have the mine layer, the saboteur, the marksman, you have all these, and then there's 3 different reavers and infiltrators and cursors. And so the list building options are so deep there. And then even though this is just another Space Marine, but he's got a dedicated job. He's not Assault Intercessor number 3. You know what I mean? And so
he's got even the simple as marksman. I know they've got the Eliminator Sniper, but like it's a bit different. He's got his I know what you mean. They've got something about them, like
Well, they've got the veteran who gets to pick what his gun does.
That was the custom gun. I love the custom gun.
That's
such a cool idea.
Great. So I think there's something to be said in the nuances of the flavor and the crossover that then gives you to build your team. I think that's where you find that whatever it is that hooks you to that team. I love this team, not just because they play this all the time, but I can play this team and I can try them slightly differently. And I'd nearly say I'd rather see less teams, but with more options, if that makes sense. And maybe some people won't agree, but I think that's a stronger game to me.
Yeah.
I like that. And Yeah, Eric in the chat, speaking on this, just said like he takes show you ads. He takes 20 models to a tournament, which is like wild for an elite team when he plays Phobos, and so it's like tons of options, dude. It's rich. There's character there. I agree with you, dude. I would love to see more agency, and so what's a shame, dude, is maybe this was an early kill team design thing that maybe they're moving away from. I don't know, but like. We see these teams that we love, like Legionaries, tons of agency, tons of list building. Phobos, same thing, and they're both leaving. And I think it's going to leave these big gaps in the game to where, like, so you just have Space Marines, and then Scouts. Like, that's not enough. So I'm truly believing in my heart. I'm trying to will it into existence that Phobos are going to get replaced with a Death Watch kill team. I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call my shot. Next season, we're going to see the new box going to drop. Here's my prediction. It's going to drop with a Death Watch kill team inside of it to replace Phobos going away. I'm calling my shot. There we go.
Who are they going into? Who are they opposite?
Oh,
in this
God.
box?
So... If you wanted to
give me the enemy,
has to be Xenos.
It would have to be Xenos. And we're already getting Tyranids, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Necrons.
Ooh.
That would
probably I like that. I like that.
All those flayed, like a bunch of flayed ones.
That would be cool.
Melee, or maybe a wraith.
Ooh, that'd
be
cool.
kind of sick. Yeah,
that'd be insane. That'd be too.
Sandy said here's the thing. I do want Demon Sandy, but they won't be going up against the Death Watch. Not against the Death. Not that the lore nerds would explode.
Yeah, you could do maybe a new because Pathfinders will be going away. Faction. Maybe you get a new Tau situation.
Ooh, that would
right? Because we have Vespids.
Yeah,
but God knows Vespids are not it for Tau. You know what I mean?
Also, bring back stealth suits. Jesus, like is there ever a model that is made for kill team?
Guys, here's the thing. I'm gonna get super close to the camera. Now is the time. We're seeing elite nids. This is my conspiracy theorist angle here. Okay, this is my Alex Jones. Like, I love the pain. Pain is truth. Like we've seen elite nids. I bet we're gonna see elite Tau. I bet it's coming, dude. Tau. That would be sick. I would play that.
Yeah.
How elite are you thinking? Are you thinking stealth or are you thinking battle suits, crisis suits?
Oh, I was thinking stealth suits. Battle suits, I think, is like Terminator level. Too crazy. I think it's too crazy.
But if we're getting Ravagers,
so all real hard to fight.
Yeah, who knows?
Got to catch him.
Yeah, who knows?
Three crisis, 2 stealth.
Oh, crisis, jeez, sneaky crisis.
Crisis suits are big daddy. Yeah, it's like
no, crisis suits aren't massive. They're like an ogre size.
Well, there's also
fair. Fair. That is fair.
Bigger bases, though.
There's Shadow Sun. Like she's meant to be, isn't she? Is it Shadow Sun? She's meant to be in like a halfway between stealth suit and crisis suit. So maybe like an team. Like she's
maybe it can
like
be
a
new
prototype
stuff.
Suit. Like her suit's the prototype. So maybe it's like now since it's gone so well
enough
for
time
her,
has passed.
They bring out a team of, and you can have like that could be
stealth suits Mark.
Yeah, because stealth suits look awful. I don't know the last time you saw a stealth suit. Those models are due for an upgrade. Okay,
I like it.
I also like them, but in sort of an antiquated way. Like they're just like it's like a GI Joe that you couldn't pose.
They don't look stealthy. I get your point. They don't look stealthy.
That's what I like.
It looks
about
like
them.
Yeah, but I like that. But it kind of looks like someone's like it kind of looks like a weird wheelie bin. And I'm not sure if you're gonna get where it just kind of opens like that. It's a bit wheelie bin, and they don't look like.
I do like it.
I like it, but it's real big. You know what they look like? They look like Mr. Men. And I don't know if you get Mr. Men. You know, like Mr. Men,
Stealth.
Like Mr. D or Mr. B, and then they turn side, and it's just like wah 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 wah, and they look kind of silly.
Is it cartoons?
Yeah, they kind of look like they're like a weird shape. But
I
was
all like a primary shape each one. Yeah, Mr. Man.
Okay.
Good on.
So I think they kind of look like Mr. Upside Down.
That must have been.
It's because he's illiterate. Obviously, we're classic at spelling because we had the Mr. Men to help us out.
Helped a lot.
Yeah. Mr. Geography could have helped me out.
Mezagus? Mazigis, I don't know how you say your name, says, well, I mean, we already have the template for stealth suits on the Vespid guy. Yeah, fair enough.
Good call.
I was going to say that's a great thing if they're in conceal, not a valid target. That would be an interesting mechanic to have across a team that you have to drive towards. And then as soon as they're available, they'd be taking a lot of cover saves and then a team that's ignoring piercing would have to be monitored. Because we've seen that before, and that's harsh when their team avoids piercing. Plus, the save is a 3-up on the stealth suit, which, like, I would love a 6-man stealth suit, 3 APL,
it's
three save. Yeah, I mean, I think they would have less wounds, obviously, than a Space Marine.
Maybe 12.
Yeah. So, but like, that's a cool team.
But they're hard to hit.
And then you can have
one medic. Yeah.
You can have one that's kind of like a fly kind of one. You can have some that are just I mean like melee, stealth melee. I mean, the idea is ludicrous, but it's amazing. Like he's got like 2 knives and he just goes up and just shanks you. Like, it's interesting. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Melee sixes, stealth Tau.
But really good.
Imagine that he's just like, I missed. Crap.
Yeah.
Ralphan says, and this is a rumor that you see bouncing around, give me an Exodite kill team.
Yeah.
That's kind of a crazy take. What would Exodites look like in kill team? Because Exodites ride dinosaurs, and surely you couldn't have that. Dinosaurs. But you could have like dinosaurs as pets, as like a Kroot Hound type situation, right?
See, that would be cool.
Another
if it was
bird.
Like you get like 4 Eldar, but then they have like 5 or 6 dinosaur pets that they work in concert with, like.
Yeah, that'd be
bring
cool.
back a bit of GA activation to escapades of like, each one's got their own attack Pokemon. I think that would be cool.
I'm Googling it now. Yeah, this is some kind of crazy stuff over here.
You know what you could do? If you really want an Exodite team, with the new 5-man Ravager squad.
Oh, that's good.
Just have like 5 dinosaurs and just put some elves on their back and just be like, this is the team. Because they're going to play like dinosaurs. They're going to burrow. They're going to, you know what I mean? I think that's your team right there. They want a Drakari Beastmaster team versus a Sisters of Silence Dogmaster team.
Drakari Beastmasters would be very cool because they are.
Do they exist in the 41st millennium?
They haven't had a release or a model for ages, but there's lots of because there's also the Beastmasters. I played one at a tournament, and then there's also the Court of the Archon, which is another Drakari thing that could be very cool. Yeah. Which is like the elite's court of like, and there's like all different races and types of aliens in it. Either of those could be pretty badass.
Yeah. You know what, Dr. Zero Hour? My buddy Zach, he's a Florida man. I hope that they give you the Sisters of Silence dog team so I can kill all of your dogs. This is a little mini game that I have whenever I play Kill Team. Whenever there's a dog on the table, I call my shot. I say, all right, man, just so you know, I'm gonna have to John Wick that dog, dude. I don't care. It's a little side quest for me. I've got to kill that dog. And I do, and I put all forces, divert all power to killing that dog.
Man's out here old yellering all the kill team, just nil regards.
I do, man. If it was an old dog team. Uzi.
Just going nuts, dude. Call me the Exterminator, dude.
He's a cat man. He's a scat man.
I think we're gonna pull it there. We've ramped up a lot. This is I think is excited about Cool Team, even when we're not negative, but we're like talking about the issues of the game at times. It's still hugely positive. There's still so much. There's never a.
It's largely like I'm sorry to cut you off, Reese. I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
It's like at least for me, I feel like it's maybe my issues with. I meant that sincerely. I really didn't. I probably didn't mean to.
You know, Bruce was mocking or not, but he looked real put out. I can't believe he was doing it.
Oh no! Sorry.
And then he instantly went.
It's all right. Only room for one filibuster on this show.
Sorry.
He's got resting interrupted face.
But you know when you interrupt and the person full stops and it's like, if I stop, I'll make it more awkward. So I think I have to keep rolling to make it less awkward. Anyways, now I've just leaned into the awkwardness. Yeah, my take on that is that it's almost more like my problem rather than the game's problem. It's just like sometimes I can't hang with the sweatiness 24/7.
Yeah.
So sorry to cut you off.
That's exactly. Yeah. No. I think that's exactly the point. It's not the game's not broken, but we as people, we do, your energy levels ebb and flow, and you do want. I think the big point I took out of a lot of it, it's not just about going. The game always needs new models to make it better and keep your enthusiasm. I think it's, for me, it's making sure that there's detail and care in what those releases are and how you interact them. So even when the game's over, between now and your next game, you're still excited. You're thinking about it. Your mind's building. What if I swap this? What if I change this? And that, for me, is the core of what makes a good game. Is it's not you just you played one. You also can't wait for the next one. And you're sitting there on the toilet playing on your phone, going, I wonder how I can do this. So you're in this you think about that next game and what you're going to do. And I want them to make sure that they don't lose that vibe in their idea of team efficiency and game efficiency. There's got to be a positive trade-off for sure. I
like how the chat has, for the last bit of time, been obsessed with Ben euthanizing dogs. And did you guys have this in your respective countries? Because if you did, Ben's in trouble. Because we had it in the UK. I can't remember how serious it was taken, but there was some sort of correct me if there's UK people in the chat. I swear one of the RSPCA had some sort of beef with the 40k because the models had a lot of people wearing like animal pelts, like the Space Wolves specifically. And I think it was at the time that the new Space Wolves came out, and they were like, it's a bad representation of animal pelts. And it was like, I mean, there's no wolves on Fenris, so like chill your beans. But like it's even fictionalized.
If you think that's bad, let me tell you what they do to the psyker human children. Have you thought about what they do to them?
Nothing.
Yeah. Have you thought about that? Classic case of dog people valuing dog lives more than human lives. Don't even get me started.
How many characters in 40k are wearing human skin?
But I think that was it. And it was just sort of like, get your priorities right, people. I can't remember, like, part of things, was it like an April Fool's thing that they wrote this article? But I'm pretty sure it wasn't. If anyone,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, it was years ago. It was Peter. Apparently, it was Peter.
There you go. Jeez.
And apparently, Cigar Smitty said, they told him to get Ben, which is kind of fair because it's just sort of like, man, it's a fictionalized world.
It's a fictionalized.
Like, if you start going after fiction, where do you stop? I just remember that. I'm thinking, Ben, your phone is going to be blowing up from the Peter people after those comments.
Coming right at you, mate.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. I can't tell you. I have killed countless Crude Hounds and Star Strider dogs and Exaction Squad dogs. What's that Highwayman line? Many soldiers shed their lifeblood on my blade. Many dogs have shed their lifeblood on my blade, dude.
You need to make a tiny cloak of plastic dog things and start
good.
It.
That's so good.
You're like that meme from American Psycho where he's stamping on the dog. The homeless man's dog, and if you haven't seen it, that's not going to make a lot of sense. But there's a very upsetting part where Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman stamps on a dog, and I just see you now as that.
That's
I have become Bateman. You
have become Bateman. You become Psycho.
Cruella de Ben is my new favorite one from Sandy.
Cruella de Ben.
That's so funny. Sandal. What a way to end the episode. What a dog. I love it. I love that.
That's so good. All right, well, that's it. We will end the show there. By the way, I'll tell you what, I'm excited for Deathwatch, Ben. I'm glad you announced it officially.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that team.
I'm up and about.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Thank you so much. As always, to the chat. If you're obviously listening on the podcast, we record live on YouTube and also on Twitch. If you want to know when to catch us live, it's usually at the same time.
Good luck.
Join the Battle Brothers Tabletop Discord. We always give you about 10 minutes notice in there. Definitely the best.
I'm going to say generally Mondays. I think we can say
it's normally Mondays.
I think we can say well, depending on your
the US and UK.
Yeah.
Well, no, the funny thing is it's definitively PM in the UK, in the US. It is
borderline.
Partially AM for you.
Yeah, it's PM then AM for me, and then it's AM the next day Reese. So
Tuesdays.
You can't lock us down.
No.
Yeah, we're the only podcast that goes live on Monday and Tuesday simultaneously.
That should be the tagline. We're the only podcast that goes live on 2 separate days simultaneously.
Time witches.
I love it.
Time witches. But
we are warp masters. The Geller field has failed, and we are the result.
Oh, thank you to Ralph. And speaking of legends in the chat, thank you for gifting that sub to Cartoon Lime as well. We are so blessed. All the legends that do turn up and join the chat. It's a really good bunch of people in there. We love the sidebar chat you have in there. The chat that joins in with us. We always make sure we always have it up. We are reading it, and we love seeing and laughing at what you are all doing in there. So please keep joining us live. We really, really appreciate it. Until next time, thank you to the wonderful Ben from Battle Brothers Tabletop.
Thank you
to Ben again.
Very much. Next time, I will come back with the tales of many more dog pelts, Kill Team dog pelts, added to my infinitely long tapestry that I will keep cultivating. Handing it over to Russ from GFN. Great to see you.
Oh God, everything's falling down. Yes. Oh, it's it's still falling down. I'm going to pass this over to Reese. Thanks, buddy.
No worries. 07 in the chat. Perfect time for the wheels to fall off. It's the end of the show.
Yeah.
We will catch you all next week. Thanks so much for joining.
Laters.